Welcome to another episode of Greene Conversations. So today on this show, we're going to be having Frankizz.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Everybody doing? What's good? Greene.
I'm
Looking
really
like Greene.
excited to have
Yeah, I'm
you.
happy myself.
First of all, because you have this, turban.
Now you copy me now, no worries.
I agree, no problem. No problem. So we're just going to dive right into what we have for today. We have some cards here for games, and you're going to be picking one and telling us about whatever it is that you choose. So I'm supposed to read it after you pick it. So
drums rolling.
Okay. I'll mix it. So
that's why you're looking at me like this.
Pick wherever you want to pick it.
Okay.
Yay!
Don't worry, I didn't say shit.
Okay, so the question is, what is your favorite childhood memory? Okay.
Okay, so I was born in Kano State. And over the time, my dad usually take us out for picnics, then when Nigeria was still Nigeria. So we usually have this moment with my dad, my mom, siblings, and then we'll go to this boutique. It's owned by a Muslim, an Hausa man, and he would just call me. He usually called me Yaru. I can never forget that man. He usually called me Yaru, and he would bring out this chocolate, and then they used to have this bread. Long Hausa bread is very soft, very fluffy.
Okay.
I have never had that kind of bread since till now. And so my dad would buy that bread and would take us to the movies. Then it just used to be like, what it is now. It used to be a big hall filled with Hausa people, and then they would just sit down and watch Indian movies. And then we'll just sit down, just relax and have that time. You see, we lost those time, family. Oh, yeah, but those are my memories. Those are my beautiful ones.
Nice memories of long bread.
Yeah.
Long, fluffy bread.
Thank you.
That's a nice one. So just a quick one.
Yeah.
Water or juice? Water. Crocs or sandals?
Of course.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
That's
coffee.
Me.
The one that has milk anyway.
That has what?
Milk.
Then that's not me, because mine is black.
Nah. I prefer coffee with milk.
Okay. I mean, I think we're going to be having so much fun.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm having
a real talk time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Frankizz, you said you wanted to talk about the phases of your life, right? So, I mean, okay, so this is it. This is my life. This is me. This is Frankizz. I'm from Anambra State. Family of 5. My dad is late, blessed memory. My mom is still here. And I decided to do music. Okay. And so the journey started off with me as a backup singer. I've done that for a couple of artists, major artists in the industry. And in the middle of it all, I learned, I grew, I was exposed to a lot of things. And from that moment in my life, I felt like that was it. I am aligning myself with my goals, my ambitions. And I think I was very ambitious at that period in my life. I was so ambitious. And I worked with a couple of artists, like I said earlier. And then the major one I worked with was Yemi Alade. I hope I'm able to call names. Why not? So she's an amazing artist, and she's full of life. She's fierce when it comes to stage performances. And look at her today, Grammy nominee. So I worked with her. In the middle of that, while I was working with Yemi, she always say these things. And she would say, focus on the process. Focus on the process. Believe in the process. It will definitely unfold itself. Okay. But you see, we young people, I don't know when we have this thing, this agility, we want to be here, we want to do that, we want to, explore. And in the course of my journey with her, I met someone who I thought I was, building something with. Okay. And he promised a lot. And we talked about a lot, and
at the end of the day, it didn't really pen down as it should, and during my course with Yemi Alade, I told her that, okay, I'll be leaving her band. And then she said, okay, why? I said, okay, there's this record label that I'm looking at joining, and we're just not just a record label, we're trying to see how we could do partnership with the whole thing. And then she was asking me and she said, are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure this guy is buoyant enough to go all the way? Why don't you just stick with me? Do your thing. You can always come back instead of just leaving like that and having nothing. Well, I would have done that, but I didn't do that. Okay. I just went with the whole charade, the whole glamour, the whole promises, the whole glitters and stuff, the whole promises. I was given this idea of partnership, and I took it. I ran with it, spent my whole life on it. I gave all to that cause, hoping that it will work out. Dropped the song, Oshiri. Shiri did well. It had buzzes. I remember. Yeah. So it was a beautiful song. I got an invite to perform at FinoFest. That was the first time we're ever having that kind of big stage. Oshiri also gave me a nominee for Afrima. Yeah. So but you see, one thing about record labels is you work with people who has the dream and has the vision for the artist, knows what they want to do. Do you understand? And at the end of the day, we spent a lot, doing a lot, working on just the brand and forgetting about the music. So the brand Frankizz was there. People see me in their church mind. Oh boy, no, the guy don't hammer. Please. Guy don't hammer, don't be calm. Money don't flow everywhere. Because you see, no, come on, look, check out my Instagram handle at the time. I was doing 35 followers already. You mean 35,000 followers? Yeah, 35,000 followers. And it was organic. It was pure. It was active. You understand? But this guy doesn't even know what's going on. I was suffering. The songs were there. People were listening to the songs. What is happening? Do you understand? The brand is not coming out as it should. Things were not happening the way they should. And then you drop a song, it takes 3-4 months for that song to come out. I'm talking about management now. I'm talking about the whole management. And then this is someone when you sit back, we sit down, we talk about a certain strategy. This is where we're going. This is how we want us to go. And then tomorrow he just turns it back and does something else. And we all be looking like, where is going on? I remember one time we had this event somewhere and we were supposed to perform. And I had this amazing manager. He's just an amazing friend. And so we at the event, at the dawn with performances, and I'm looking at my manager guy, I thought, no, come out now. Okay. And then he's telling me that, your boy never. What's in? I say, how? Oh, come on, man. You don't do this. People are looking up to you like, at the end of the day, oh, bro, nice one. Good to have me. Hold this one. Because it's Frankizz. You've painted a picture. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? You've painted that picture and people are looking at me like that. Now, that's all. My helpers, course, Seth. I was looking at you. I am still looking at you. Oh, come on. Oh, no go down, Rocco. I'm telling you. We're still there. We're still pulling through. And he hit me one time when we dropped the song, Ringo. That was one of my biggest songs then. Because in all my songs, I try to evolve. I try to create new sounds and, be creative with my sounds. And we got a call from one of these biggest OAPs then. And he said, oh, Frankizz, this jam is a beautiful jam. What are you guys doing about it? He said that, like, let's say, when Match, right? He said that Match, my dear, video came out, let's say, September. Did you see the gap? Wow. What happens between all that time? Nothing. I was literally doing nothing. I was literally there doing nothing. We create songs and we create music. We just go in and create stuff. And at the end of the day, all shambles. You understand? You still have that name. Yeah. But then, that's the name.
And what we do is, when there's a red carpet, we go on events and the paparazzi is, yo, Frankizz, what's the next song coming out? In my mind, I was like, you guys should fully, you guys know what I'm going through. It's just my management, my manager, and other close people and they tell me, do you still want to be doing this? Isn't it time for you to get out of here? But I'm someone who likes to build. I like to believe that there's hope, there's something going on, there's something to fish out from the whole situation. And at the end of the day, there was nothing. I had nothing to my name. I had no dime. Now, if I'd listened to an advice, I would have stayed where I was before. We all pray to stay somewhere and be better than where we are, but where I was before was better than where I was at the time.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Where you were before.
Before was better.
Was better than where you were at the time.
You guys knew Frankizz. Get it right.
To make it easy, you're saying that when you were in number 1 and then you went to number 10,
if you said 10,
was better.
If you said 10, it was fine.
What would you put that numeric?
It was what we call a camouflage. Should I put it that way?
Yeah, but what number will you put it? Because I'm trying to make
If you put it 100, you're not
100. So you were in 1 and then you moved to 100, but you're saying that you'd rather. It would have been better if you were in number 1 than
and stayed
100.
And built.
Wow.
If I was where I was before and stayed and built from there, grow from there, maybe I would have been better. Maybe y'all might not know the whole Frankizz thing, but we might not be having this conversation right now, right? Do you understand?
I hear you.
So it's like, here, I'm making some kind of living. I'm doing well as an artist. I travel a lot with Yemi Alade, and put it that way. Do you understand? Yeah. But with my label, it didn't happen that way. Do you understand now? Yeah. So the thing is, every artist, or young, old, every artist or creative, we're looking forward to a better tomorrow. We're looking forward to putting our songs out there. People know your songs and they know you. And then you as an artist, you're living that life that the songs are breaking up for you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we had this, we had a call from Fino's management to come perform at in Enugu. Shout out to FM Enugu. Those guys were amazing.
Okay.
I mean, come on, they family,
I mean, I was in Enugu at the time.
All right. Enugu was one of my biggest.
It was awesome.
It was my biggest. It was my biggest.
Some miming. Can you sing the line? One of your songs?
It's baby, boo. Tell me what you wanna do. I promise not to play with Jordan. But on the floor, Jordan. Well, good.
Frankizz.
Yeah, so that is it. You all know the song, you vibe to the song, but you don't even know the artist.
No, I didn't.
No, you don't.
Yeah, but I just love the song. I love the song.
If it was someone, or should I say, if it was a management that knows their audience, they would have run with that. And I did a song, Camera Boy.
Let me be your camera boy.
Yes, that was another banger that I did. It was everywhere in Abuja. In fact, we got a call in Abuja that, guys, come and do a show here in Abuja. This guy is balling. This guy is doing stuff. And then we go to Abuja. Our homeboy will just sideline us. He's just like pushing us to the river, just allowing us to drown.
Okay. So Frankizz, I hear you. I mean, like,
it's crazy. Yeah.
Moving from a place that you were okay, and then wanting a greener pasture, and then you were in the greener pasture, and then it looked like this greener pasture was turning to brown or black, maybe.
Or black.
Right?
Okay.
So the question I have for you now is, do you really think it was about the person that you met? Or do you think that it had something to do with you at the time? Because you said Yemi Alade asked you, are you sure you want to go there?
Yeah.
I mean, you could still stay here and still do your thing, right?
Yeah.
So do you think it's about who you met? Because you're having some regrets. I mean,
obviously.
Yeah. So do you think it was about who you met or who you were at the time? Because I do believe that you have your own decisions in life.
Of course.
Yeah, you take
Of course.
responsibilities.
Of course.
I'm not saying that things didn't happen to you.
No, I get.
You know the way.
I get.
Yeah.
I get.
So
I get.
you get the question.
Yeah, I do. I do.
So was it about him or you?
Partly me, partly him, but mostly him, basically, because in life here, like you said earlier, we all take responsibility of our actions and decisions. Whatever decision you make today, blitzes back at you in a couple of months or years. It still lives with you, and so that's what brought me here. And while I was going for that deal, I wasn't just going in because it's a record label that I want to. I was going in because it was a partnership. Get it right. It was a partnership that I felt like, okay, this is me now. This is my thing. Let me build here. I've been working here. I've been working with so many people. Well, this is time for me to be more. There are times we go on shows, do backup for artists, and they come back and tell you, "No worry, we'll send you money," and then nothing happens. Do you understand? And the shows you go to, and then they come and give you an envelope, open envelope, 500 naira.
No, this was like how many years ago?
See, don't right? I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you. Like I said, I started off as on stage. I started off as a backup singer.
Yeah.
I stand on stage and I sing for like 5 hours. And at the end of the day, the guy comes up and gives me 500 naira. Thank you.
Ouch.
And I could collect them. Because that 500 naira will still do me 1 or 2. I remember, it's like I told you, I like bread. That fluffy kind. So I used to buy bread and milk. Damn. That's my go-to. I'll just buy bread, buy milk, sachet milk, pour it in the water. The next morning, I'm off to stage again. Do you understand? So when that thing came, I saw it like a way out. I saw like, okay, this is it. This is it for me.
Don't hammer.
I want more. Don't reach that time. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So for me, it's if I'd known, maybe I should have waited a little longer.
Okay, so bringing us to another question. I feel like in order for you to become, because I feel like you're in a season of your life, because you're telling us where you were, how you are now.
Of course.
I mean, you do not look like a story, thank God.
Yeah.
So I feel like in order for you to become, there are certain things that you would have to do to unbecome. There's a word.
Again.
So in this season, what are those things that you feel like you want to become in order to become?
Yeah. So the day I decided to leave the label, I just want to go through them, comment through that. So the day I decided to leave the label, I woke up that day and I called my manager and said, "Oh, more, I come out." And he said, thank God. That was what he said. And I said, okay, but I don't get anything. Nothing. He said, nothing. I said, bro, I'm leaving this place. I'm not living with Shimbai. I'm not living with a dime to my name. I'm not living with Kobo. The Instagram handle that I would have used to like leverage was taken away from me. The YouTube handle was taken away.
Ouch.
Everything gone.
I mean, I checked your page and
that's a new page.
Let me check, and I'm saying like 20 something.
Hey, come down.
I'm like, no, like no.
It's crazy. So, but to become, I realized that I have to be patient. Anxiety.
Okay.
Do you understand? I need to learn how to control my anxiety and to learn how to control my anxiousness. Anxiousness to achieve. Do you understand? Lean on your personal self-resilience. It's crazy.
Okay.
But you understand me, yeah?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I just realized that here now, my Frankizz now, this Frankizz now is new. Revolves. My music is evolved. Everything has changed. Trying to be new.
Just
taking new.
Frankie.
Thank you.
So how are you feeling right about now? Take a sip.
I will glop everything for you. No worry.
How are you feeling right now? Because I have like a last question to ask you for the people out there. But how are you feeling right now?
Sometimes I used to think about those mistakes that I've made in my closed doors, and it hurts me a lot. So right now, I'm not fully healed. but I'm getting there. I'm trying to put that behind me and not let that define me now. Speaking it out has helped a lot. I've always wanted to say something. I always wanted to talk or rant. I do that alone. I do that with my manager, and he tells me, "Guy, the Jones, do you understand?" But talking about it now is uplifting. It's helping. It has helped me to see me for a better person. Like I go back and I say, "Okay, you are not where, you're not there anymore. I mean, come on, this is you now.
Okay.
Do new things and become."
Thank you very much. So to the people that are out there and then facing a specific phase in life, maybe to them it's not music, but I mean it might be something in line with what they thought was better and they chose at the time, but are now going through a suffering or like a glory. I mean, everybody thinks that you are in the light, but it's more like a facade. So what do you want to say to them? Do you want to tell them about, pray to God morning till night? I mean, pray to what?
The thing is,
what do you want to say?
What I would say, I'll use myself as an example. Stay with the process. There's always a process to these things. Do you understand? Follow the process. Be constant at what you're doing. Consistency is key. I've learned that the hard way. Do you understand? Remember, there's a being up there that's watching, and he alone can reward you.
Okay, so you talk to the being up there, and you know that
call on God.
The being up there,
the Almighty Father,
Almighty God,
the Almighty God, the King of Kings. If I must say that way, he's the one that's brought me far. And
you don't feel disappointed by him?
Never, not even once.
Oh my God, that is so beautiful.
Not even once.
I really appreciate this talk time.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me.
I really do know that you are now in the light.
Yes, I am.
You are getting better in the light. And we see you. I see you.
Thank you.
And then the whole world is seeing you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right.
And thanks for sharing my...
Yeah. So if you're out there and this resonates with you, I'd like for you to, click on the like button, comment. If you also like to share your stories, subscribe also to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. See you.